Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by PewSitter.com, your online Catholic newspaper for the third millennium, CatholicMediaCoalition.org, in line with the Church, online with the world.
And TheAmericanCatholic.com, politics and culture from a Catholic perspective.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of Catholic News Roundup. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Family Feud. Move over, Mom and Dad. Look out, kids. You are no longer the White House's version of the family, as the same-sex social overhaul bulldozes housing subsidies and redefines, quote, eligible families. This time, Mr. Obama has set his sights on the Department of Housing and Urban Development, also known as HUD, as he chooses to redefine the nuclear family by denying the freedom of religion and advancing the deviant lifestyles of gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender activists, with the encouragement of the American Civil Liberties Union and some 30 other like-minded political activist groups. New HUD guidelines will not allow religious organizations, like the Roman Catholic Church, to help the poor and underprivileged find affordable housing through a U.S. federal program, if they choose to assist only married heterosexual couples. Not unlike the elimination of the conscience clause in Obamacare, if an organization wants to offer services in concert with other religious beliefs and defines the union of one man and one woman with children as the only type of eligible family, then that organization may not utilize federal HUD funding. HUD Secretary Sean Donovan says giving LGBT individuals access to government-sponsored housing initiatives is a matter of fairness, and that the protections and services afforded to heterosexual couples should be extended to homosexual couples. Bishops buck Obama. 2 American bishops are telling the White House they will not surrender their fundamental right to religious liberty and will defy any Obamacare mandate to pay for abortion, contraception, and sterilization. Bishop David Zubik of Pittsburgh wrote in an article published by the Archdiocese that Obama is essentially telling Catholics, quote, to hell with you, and that there is no other way to put it, going on to say that mandating these guidelines undermines the democratic process itself. In Arizona, Bishop Thomas Olmsted is saying Catholics should not comply with the law that will be hitting the healthcare market in a year and a half, calling it an alarming and serious matter that strikes at the fundamental right to religious liberty. Compliance with the law would mean that Catholics would have to surrender not only their conscience, but allow the federal government to seize their constitutional First Amendment rights as well. Belief bashing. Atheists are taking advantage of the Army's support to celebrate how much they hate God and Christianity, raising some very valid concerns over what is being called a family event. The website for the concert that will be held at Fort Bragg in North Carolina at the end of March, called Rock Beyond Belief, is promoting the event with a song that uses graphic, bloody imagery while celebrating the burning of churches and holy books. While the concert features a variety of the finest atheistic entertainment, including a rap artist that loves evolution, the band Aiden also sings songs that use profane language to talk about rejecting God. This concert is being allowed to take place after military atheists complained last September about the Army allowing a Christian concert to be held at Fort Bragg. You can see the music video promoting the event on our resource page. However, please note, some of the material is too graphic for young eyes. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a few seconds.
Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by NewOxfordReview.org, the voice of Catholic Orthodoxy, in print and on the web, and RenewAmerica.com, expanding the influence of America's grassroots in the cause of freedom.
Now for a quick update on what's happening in the primaries. Newt Gingrich may be breaking ground on the national stage in the Grand Old Party's race for the presidential nomination, but he does seem to be falling behind as he heads into the Florida primary. According to Gallup's poll tracker, Gingrich nudged Mitt Romney out of the way at the end of last week to claim the national lead, securing 32% of American voters over Romney's 27%. However, Mitt Romney is picking up the slack in Florida going into tomorrow's vote, 16 points ahead of Newt Gingrich, according to Rasmussen's latest report, winning 44 to 28 over Gingrich. Herman Cain is stepping back into the picture, endorsing Newt Gingrich for the presidential candidacy over the weekend, but the former House Speaker has a lot of ground to cover if he wants to win Florida over by tomorrow night. And finally, corporate grind. America's favorite barista may be serving up not just a well-made coffee, but a steaming hot cup of homosexual activism as well. Adding to the corporate brew of companies supporting the passing of a same-sex marriage bill in Washington state is the global coffee purveyor Starbucks, along with companies like Google, Nike, and Microsoft. Starbucks says they are supporting what they call, quote, marriage. And according to their executive vice president for partner resources, Kaylin Holmes, quote, Starbucks strives to create a company culture that puts our partners first, and our company has a lengthy history of leading and supporting policies that promote equality and inclusion, end quote. Who knew that the recipe for making an expensive cup of coffee involves supporting the political outlook of a corporate entity that operates coffee shops? To read more about this story, just click on the link right outside the screen. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Thanks for tuning in today. Be sure and tune in tomorrow for your daily dose of Catholic News Roundup right here on RealCatholicTV.com. Also be sure to check out The Vortex, where Michael talks about a saint who might be a little misunderstood. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to tell all your friends about us, and as always, God bless you.